Bradford Police Department Interview Log 1096-A, October 3rd, 2020, 9:23 p.m. Suspect's name is Dakota Nassian, 19-year-old Caucasian male. Suspect was arrested this evening on the cemetery grounds of the Church of St. Mamas on one charge of misdemeanor trespassing. Interview begins.
Man, they got him. You have to do something, man. They're gonna kill him. We gotta go right now.
Calm down, Dakota. Start at the beginning and tell me what happened.
No, man. We gotta save him. He's gonna kill Pete, man.
We got men searching the area as we speak, so calm down and tell me what the hell happened.
Alright, Pete and I were out riding our bikes up Temple Road. We were on our way back from the gas station.
Who's Pete?
Pete Kalowitz, my buddy.
Doesn't his dad own that bakery on Main Street?
Yeah, that's him. Oh, man. His dad is gonna kill me.
So you and Pete were riding your bikes past the church. What happened next?
He was riding in front of me, and he stopped. He said he heard something out in the graveyard, like someone screaming for help. He shouted into the graveyard asking if there was someone out there. I heard screams too. They were coming from the other side near the woods. We hopped the fence and went to see what was going on.
Why didn't you call 911?
I don't know, man. I didn't really have time to think about it. He just dropped his bike in the ditch and was on his way. That's how he is. I turned my flashlight on my phone and caught up with him after a minute. We walked all the way through to the other side of the cemetery, calling out for whoever was screaming, but we never got any closer. Once we got to the edge of the woods, I wanted to turn around, but Pete said that if we didn't try to help, whoever was screaming, they could be dying or something. So I followed him over the fence again and into the woods.
So you're going through the woods looking for someone who's screaming. Did you find them?
I don't know, man, but there was something else out there. Eventually, the screaming stopped and we started walking back toward the church. Then we heard someone running up behind us. I was in front. I ran like hell trying to get away. When I got to the graveyard, I stopped to catch my breath, but Pete wasn't there. I looked all around. I couldn't find him. I shouted into the woods for him, but nothing. Whoever was out there with us must have caught him.
Do you think maybe he could have just gotten lost in the dark?
I mean, maybe.
Like I said, we've got men combing the area around the church now. Whoever's out there, they'll find him.
Am I gonna go to jail?
No, you're not gonna go to jail. We called your parents. They'll be here to pick you up in a few minutes. In the meantime, we'll have a nurse look at those scratches on your arms. Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming. This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Bradford Police Department. An Amber Alert has been issued for the town of Bradford, Vermont. At approximately 9 p.m. on the evening of October 3rd, 19-year-old Caucasian male Peter Kalowitz was reported missing in the vicinity of the Church of St. Mamas. Peter is 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighs 185 pounds, has dark brown hair, and was last seen wearing black jeans and an orange, hooded jack-o'-lantern sweatshirt. Bradford police are asking anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Peter Kalowitz to contact the police department immediately. We now return to your program already in progress.
Search and rescue teams in Bradford, Vermont have reported this morning that the scattered remains of 11 missing persons, including suspected runaway Peter Kalowitz, were found early this morning. Police have not yet released a statement at this time, but rumors are already swirling that a serial killer is at large in the area around Orange County. These rumors, of course, have not been verified at this time. The area where the bodies were found is known to be frequented by coyotes, attesting to the gruesome state of the victims' remains. This morning announced a manhunt for who local news sources have named the Bradford Mangler. Searches are mainly focused on wooded areas throughout Orange County as well as abandoned buildings in and around the town of Bradford. The FBI began its investigation yesterday and has reportedly compiled a psychological profile of the killer, the details of which are not known outside of law enforcement at this time. In a harrowing turn of events, though, it appears that copycat killings are cropping up all over the country, with victims being found in states of mutilation similar to those in Bradford. WBRD has received reports of similar killings in Washington State, Montana, Louisiana, Texas, Maine, Georgia, and Tennessee, as well as unconfirmed reports of similar murders in France and the United Kingdom. When we come back, we'll be having an on-air interview with a representative of the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit. Don't go away.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Information vital to your safety will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Sparta Police Department. A shelter-in-place warning has been declared for Hancock County, effective immediately and until further notice. An unknown number of individuals are currently at large in the town of Sparta, engaging in violent and destructive behavior. At this time, for your own safety, lock all doors and windows of your home and stay away from exterior windows. If you witness a suspicious individual, dial 911 and report their location to the operator. Do not attempt to engage or communicate with any suspicious individuals. If a suspicious individual gains entry to your home, the use of lethal force has been authorized to protect yourself and others. Police have been deployed throughout the area and are expected to re-establish order within the next 2 hours. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Unit 17, come in, over.
Dispatch, this is 17. Go ahead.
Unit 17, Unit 4 is responding to a 1037 at 12 Temple Road, requesting backup, over.
Copy that, dispatch. We are code 2, ETA 2 minutes, out. This is Unit 17. Come in, dispatch.
Go ahead, 17.
I'm at 4's location, 1052. Officer down. Suspect is fleeing into the woods. I'm pursuing on foot. Over.
Roger that. All available units, officer down at Temple Road. Unit 17 is 1080, requesting backup, over.
Unit 9 responding. Over. Unit 22 responding. Over. This is Unit 9. I'm on location. Shots fired. Over.
Unit 17, what's your status, over?
I'm down. Bastard's got a damn sword. Sliced my leg up good. Oh, this is bad.
17, what is your location, over?
Shot him right in the chest. Didn't even slow him down. This is Unit 9. Where the hell are you, Martin? Martin, come in.
All available units, multiple officers down on Temple Road requesting backup, over.
Sudden appearance of violent riot throughout the country late last night and continuing into this morning. Participants of these riots are reported to be dressed in Halloween costumes and are attacking bystanders, police, and property with the apparent goal of causing as much death and destruction as possible. Uncontrolled fires are confirmed to have broken out in Virginia, Vermont, Texas, Arizona, and Oklahoma due to the riots, and casualties at this time are estimated.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming. This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast under the authority of the Department of Homeland Security. A civil danger warning has been issued for the United States until further notice, effective immediately. The United States is currently under attack by an unknown number of living skeletons. Attacks have been confirmed throughout the country, as well as other parts of the world, including France, Great Britain, Spain, India, Australia, and Egypt. These skeletons are seeking out the living with murderous intent, and attacking persons and animals indiscriminately. At this time, all persons receiving this message are ordered to seek shelter immediately. Lock all doors and windows and arm yourself if possible. Do not attempt to attack or apprehend any skeletons unless they enter your shelter, as you will be putting yourself and others at risk. Military forces are being deployed throughout the country, and are expected to establish martial law within 72 hours. Stay tuned to this station to receive more information as it becomes available. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
With us this afternoon to explain what exactly is happening around the world. Dr. Locklear has worked for Homeland Security for 8 years and is prepared to address the major questions and concerns regarding the roving bands of skeletons attacking the living. Dr. Locklear?
Thank you. First and foremost, we are uncertain what force is at work in animating these bodies, nor what compels them to seek out the living. What we do know is that these walking bones do not tire, are extremely resilient, and are remarkably strong. Being as they have no sensory organs, they are completely blind, yet are able to sense minuscule vibrations in the air in a crude semblance of hearing, and communicate by tapping out certain codes and frequencies on their bodies. We theorize that nervous tissue may still be active in these bodies, but have not been able to confirm this yet. We also know that once they have succeeded in killing a person or animal, the corpse reanimates itself and strips away its own flesh before going off to attack the living, as all others have done. Indeed, this is not just exclusive to those who die as a result of their injuries, but it seems that any person or animal who has perished of any cause has likewise returned to life in similar fashion, barring of course certain species of fish and sharks. This includes the freshly dead as well as the long buried, as the Parisian massacre has showed us. You describe these groups as roving bands, but actually, they are far more organized than that. In addition to increasingly sophisticated armor and weapons, the skeletons have shown a remarkable understanding of military tactics, giving some credence to what some have claimed is a sort of warfare. We found that conventional weapons are largely ineffective, as the skeletons seem able to reconstruct themselves and others from whatever remains are lying about, including fragments of bones. We've seen partial skeletons and unusual creatures made from the bones of multiple people and animals, generally referred to as chimeras, both of which retain frightening combat effectiveness. The only effective means we have seen of permanently destroying these beings is complete and sustained immersion in acid, which renders the bones down into an inanimate sludge. Combat application of this, though, is proving to be nigh impossible, as the skeletons must be immersed for several hours, As it stands right now, humanity is taking heavy casualties from this war with the undead. The best thing the average person can do right now is to stay indoors and stay safe.
Do you have any sort of time frame on when this so-called war will end?
Not at this time, no.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. This is an emergency update. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Department of Homeland Security. Major cities throughout the world have been overrun by armies of skeletons. Casualties at this time are estimated at between 1.9 and 2.4 billion. The number of animate skeletons at this time is estimated at between 8.4 and 9.2 billion. There are currently 23 military strongholds throughout the country. All persons receiving this message are instructed to reach one of the following locations as soon as possible for evacuation to the nearest stronghold: Red Lodge, Malta, Fort Peck, Cut Bank, Dillon, Sulphur Spring. This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. This is an emergency update. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Department of Homeland Security. At approximately 12 o'clock midnight, animate skeletons throughout the world have spontaneously collapsed and ceased to be hostile. At this time, remain in your shelter until the all clear is given or you are given instruction by military personnel. Do not approach or handle any remains, as they may still be dangerous. Stay tuned to this station to receive information as it becomes available. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Underway after the events of last night. While it is unclear at this time if the bones left behind after the war will animate themselves again, world governments aren't wasting the opportunity to reacquire lost military forts and dispose of as many remains as possible. In Paris especially, what remains of the French government has employed thousands of industrial vehicles to bulldoze the remains into designated acid pits. The model is being copied in the United States, where massive oil tankers have been repurposed for the transportation and storage of highly corrosive chemicals. While speculation abounds all over the world, nobody yet knows for certain how these skeletons came to life, what caused them to fall, or if, given the opportunity, they will return.